punched away through the offside. There's a ring of fielders inside the circle, of which one is Tom Hartley. Can't find a way past Tom Hartley. It's a dot ball.
It's a really nice looking shot from Lyndon James on top of the bounce, so you have to do with a wicket like this. But again, a good delivery from Mahmood, hugging the stumps, middle of the surface, top of the stumps, isn't it? Stump liner length is key. Not doing anything different lengths. They're just doing what they normally do here. You're going to have to do something special. You're going to have to pull them off their length or use your feet.
Mahmood in bowls again with little room for manoeuvre, Lyndon James, and just forced to punch it down the ground for no run as Wood comes around from mid-on.
So it's a discipline of the bowling that is so special about this opening two at the moment. You've not seen any balls. Obviously, Mahmood got slightly lucky with a short wide one that Clark nicked. He could have slapped before, but they hold their line so well. The key to 2020 cricket: hold your line well. Can you hold your line of the stumps? When the spinners bowl, can you hold the line of the stumps? Change your pace, but hold the line of the stumps.
Mahmood over the wicket. Bowls. That's cleared the infield. That'll be 4 out towards the point boundary for Lyndon James. George Lavelle with the task of trying to retrieve it from underneath the covers. 4 takes James to 5. The Outlaws 22 for 3.
It's a great shot from Lyndon James. He stood and delivered, lifted it over the top, back with a point. Really nice shot. And let's hope he can get going and Montgomery can get going and they can put on a decent total and put on a show here. Other than it being a steamroll from Lancashire. And they were Lancashire so good at home. But it'd be good to see a really good contest, wouldn't it, like we saw against Worcester.
That was a good game. Yeah, it was a belty T20 match. Full from Mahmood, driven down the ground. Lovely shot, all on the deck. Croft, in the end, just escorting it towards the boundary. Wood doing his best to try and catch up with it. Lovely shot for 4. Lyndon James moves to 9, 26 for 3.
Lovely shot again, just on top of the bounce. A little bit fuller from Mahmood, a little bit over-pitched. And it just shows how good a surface is. If you can put your hands through the ball, races away. The outfield looks like it's gained a little bit of pace. Last couple of days have been tropical in Manchester today. It was shirt-off weather here in the northwest. So anyone at Lowe's seen a few tans knocking around this afternoon?
Mahmood in, and James runs it down through backward point for a single, 27 for 3.
So you're looking at me. I wore a white T-shirt to obviously emphasise my cricketer's tan that I've still managed to pull out every now and again. But yeah, he raced away. Obviously, we saw that against the outfield was a little bit slower. Against Worcester, wasn't it, after the rain? But it improves. The groundsman done a wonderful job. And obviously, Friday night when it rained here for the Roses clash, it was a sorry state of affairs.
It was. It was sad that the Roses fixture got washed out. At least we got some dry weather tonight. And a decent crowd inside as well. Tom Hartley into the attack for the first time, replacing Chris Green. His left arm spin. James off the back foot, steers the ball away through square leg. Through for a single.
So we've got Hartley coming into the attack probably because you've got 2 right-handed batters now. No need to go into the off-spin again of Green. You can go into Hartley, which I thought they might have gone anyway, but obviously Green against the left-handed batter really worked. Good match-up here with Hartley, 2 right-handed batters.
Comes around the wicket. Montgomery sweeps, it's in the air. Dockrell's underneath it and takes the catch. 4 down the Notts Outlaws. And this is melting away into a horrible power play for bottom of the table side. 28 for 4 now. And Hartley gets his first of the evening.
Yeah, they also, you know what the stats are like. They say that you lose 3 wickets in a power play and the percentage of win ratios on that is quite low. To lose 4 is almost nigh on impossible to come back from. It's a strange dismissal. It's a sweep shot. He just swept it to deep backward square leg and been caught. Again, a strange dismissal. It's not as if he's trying to take him to an area of the ground where there's no fielders. He's not trying to hit him for 6 and he's just not got all of it. It's just a sweep shot into... It's really strange batting. Really strange batting. And it just looks like batting without any confidence, doesn't it? At the moment, it's men v boys, I'm afraid. 28 for 4 with the final over of the power play. Lancashire Lightning all over the Notts Outlaws. Tom Moore's the new batter.
joining Lyndon James. Tom Hartley with a wicket with his second ball of the night. Lancashire Lightning firmly on top. Hartley comes around the wicket and bowls to Moores, appealing for an LBW there. Hartley down on one knee, pleading towards the umpire. David Milne says not out. Hartley back to his mark again, clutching the ball towards his chest. Balls taken away off the hip, pulled behind square. Livingston's across the ground, gets to it. And Moores comes back for 2. The score moves on to 30 for 4.
Again, good fielding by Livingston. Round to his left. This time made a nice, great throw. Obviously, strange field. Obviously, Livingston's way in front. It's obviously interesting that he wants him that far in front.
Hartley to Moores, playing forward and defence, no run.
Hartley around the wicket, trying to straighten it a little bit. Milne's been an umpire, been around a long time. Big man, isn't he?
He is a big lad. Yep. If he says not out, it's not out. It's off the back foot by Moores. Work to mid-on.
And it has been sunny where he's been as well. He's got a good tan.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Milne's, isn't he? Yeah, he's got a good, better tan than Steve O'Shaughnessy, who's definitely not as big as him. Must admit. Doesn't want to stand next to him in a parade, does he?
Speaking of tans, so Chris Green there. But another one with a lovely
Yeah,
tan.
Crofty mentioned this the other day, didn't he? In an
Lovely
interview
tan.
about Chris Green. He's got, his lovely tan, got lovely teeth. Moves well, doesn't he? There's a big blow of air before he bowls a ball.
Yes.
Lovely sort of thing. Probably, really good at other things as well. It's a bit like that Spencer Johnson who plays in the Big Bash in the Australian. His left arm has been playing for Surrey as well. Yeah, he looks like an Abercrombie and Finch model from back in the day. Looks like he should be letting me into that shop in the Trafford Centre with his shirt off rather than bowling left arm thunderbolts. But I'm sure he can do that when he finishes.
Sure he could.
Going globetrotting around the world, bowling left arm seam.
It's a little side hustle for him, isn't it? Like he could just do that, when he's not been.
It is, yeah, it is, yeah. Especially for a guy. I'm in my 25th season of trying to get a six-pack.
We've got some Liam Livingston. Spin, and a bit more spin. That's hammered out through the offside by Tom Moores. Green's there. They're going to come back for 2. Throw comes in towards the bowler's end. Score moves on to 33 for 4. So Green and Hartley and Livingston. Plenty of spinning options for Lancashire Lightning tonight. Livingston in, balls again, chopped away into the offside by Moores. Through for 1. Matty Hurst is at cover for Lancashire to field. And they had just a single, 34 for 4.
Now, will we see off spin or leg spin against the right-handed batter? The ability to bowl leg spin to one and off spin to the other is something that is not spoken about highly enough. We just take it for granted. The ability to do this from Livy is fantastic. Having a team.
In comes balls. That's flicked away down towards short, fine leg.
And it was leg spin. So you can bowl leg spin and then you get bowl right arm off spin to the left-handed batter.
It is.
It's highly skilled.
Isn't it?
It's highly skilled. It is highly skilled. To be able to bowl 1 in the format is good. To be able to bowl 2 is incredible.
And then rotate it through and over. Balls to Moores off the front foot and pushed away to the offside.
Such an add-on, a string to his bow. A man who can, clearly a powerful hitter of the ball, and we've seen some wonderful fielding with him from already tonight. But to add this to your bow, to bowl 4 overs of spin in T20 cricket as a second string, isn't it? It's a string. You play as a batter, wouldn't you? Plays for England as a batter.
Livingston back into James. Looks short and pulled. Might be 4. And Green get across. He puts the dive in. Just couldn't quite get fingertips on it. And it has gone for 4. It's 40 for 4 with a delivery to go of the 7th.
It is 40 for 4. Livingston just dropped it short and they sat up a bit and it bounced and it pulled. And we obviously, it's great to see that we've worked out that Chris Green is human. He's made a mistake. He's misfielded. He's in a little bit because he's deep mid-wicket, but there's no normal mid-wicket.
Final ball of Livingston's first over, just dabbed away towards the leg side by James for a single, 41 for 4.
And he's in because of that reason. If you dab it into the leg side, you're hunting a 2 here at Old Trafford. You need to do that as an opposition side. And when you bat, you look to do that. So he's 10 or 15 in off the rope because you can get done for 2s a lot. And in being that, he's been hit past him, and obviously Livy's over.
Okay, here we go. Who fancies a T-shirt? Right, we're going to get Lanky to pick somebody out. We'll get a camera to pick somebody out in the crowd here. Lanky, off you go. Try and get one in there. Up in the top corner. There we go. Up to your right. Off you go. Go on, Lanky. Hey! Well done, Lanky.
So it's Liam Livingston replaced, finished his over rather, and Luke Wells comes in for the first time tonight. That's run away down towards short third by Lyndon James and through for a quick single. Score moves on to 42 for 4. Paul Horton has left us for a break. Former Lancashire Thunder head coach Paul Shaw is alongside us. Evening, Paul.
Good evening, Scott. How are you?
Good, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Nice to see 1 or 2 in this evening, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Paul mentioned this before. It's a really good crowd, isn't it, for a midweek Wednesday night. There's Moore's off the back foot, trying to muscle the ball away. A little thin bottom edge, just squirts down to Mahmood. Through for 1, 43 for 4.
I've just been hovering in the background, watching the game, and 31 for 4 in power play takes some coming back from, doesn't it? So the consolidation piece and rotating the strike can still be really, really positive. And managing that risk, I think, is a real challenge for the Outlaws at the moment.
Slashed away by James towards the leg side, just for a single. Moves to 19, 44 for 4.
And already we're in the 8th over, and this is the 4th spinner that we've seen on a pitch that's got real bounce and carry. And they're rotating the bowlers really well. Yeah,
3rd different spinner on the spin from the Anderson end. As Morse tries to drag the ball away towards the leg side. Croft comes up from the long on boundary. Moves to 9, Tom Moores, 45 for 4. Yeah, we've had Chris Green, Tom Hartley, and now Luke Wells in consecutive overs from the Jimmy Anderson end. Livingston bowling 1 from the Brian Statham end. Wells for Lancashire in and bowls. James goes up onto his toes and works the ball away to mid-wicket for a single. Takes him to 20 not out. The Notts Outlaws are 46 for 4.
The challenges for the Outlaws at the moment, in fact from ball 1, is that the Lightning bowlers have bowled really, really tight lines, haven't they? Good pace, they've been accurate, and they've not given them anything to release any pressure.
Just dabbed away back to Luke Wells. Tidy stuff. Just 5 coming off that first over by Luke Wells. 8 overs gone, 46 for 4. James on 20, Moores on 9. And Paul Shaw alongside me up in the commentary box. I mean, as you said, the Notts Outlaws here. I don't know, have to try and piece something together. They've got to try and get a score of some description when it feels like the odds are stacked against them at the minute.
Absolutely, they've got to find a way to build a partnership, haven't they? That's the key here. Can they build a partnership and go to reasonable enough strike rate to then get into the last 4 overs and have some type of foundation to try and post some type of score that they can bowl at, and it is a challenge. I think it's been a challenge all season, in all honesty, speaking to Peter Moores before the game. You know, it has been a tough campaign for them, hasn't it?
Yep. On their way this year is Chris Green replacing Liam Livingston. That's off the back foot and played nicely through mid-off by Lyndon James for a single.
I remember speaking to Craig White, Chalky White, the assistant coach and fast bowling coach, when he first saw Green. He said, I think we've got some player here with the ball, with the bat. And as Paul Horton said earlier, and I was into the commentaries, he's a good lad, really good guy in the dressing room. Got some leadership capability as well, so he's adding both on and off the field.
Green from around the wicket bowls to Moores. Little shorts in the air. It's down the ground. It's all the way, thumping over the boundary into the advertising boards for 6. And that brings up the 50 for the Notts Outlaws, 53 for 4.
Some shot there, isn't it? Some shot that from from Moores. We're just waiting for the replay to come on now, but to be able to hit that length of ball back down the ground for 6 runs is an incredible shot.
Green for Lancashire, I think, in and bowls, and that's nudged away down the ground for a single. 54 for 4. Yeah, I suppose you look at this Notts Outlaws side, you look at some of the players that they've lost, and Paul mentioned this, it looks like a team in a bit of transition, which I think is a fair assessment. They've lost a lot of experience from the team, haven't they, over the course of the last couple of years. As James punches through the covers for a single. 55 for 4.
Sometimes transitions, it's interesting, isn't it? So transitions can take a while to work through, but actually this one, that they need to work through this really, really quick, losing a number of senior players, releasing a couple.
Yeah.
Franchise cricket, 1 or 2 other things that's happened, it's meant that they've had to play lots of youngsters, perhaps before they're quite ready.
It's worked off the back foot by Tom Moores. He'll just take a single up towards the edge of the circle at mid-wicket. 56 for 4.
That said, I mean, it's great experience for those younger players now, and through challenges like this for any team, there's opportunity for growth and development. But the T20 cricket is about winning games of cricket, and that's the challenge for the Outlaws at the moment.
Loops a little bit off the face of the bat towards the leg side where Jennings is at mid-wicket. End of the over. 9 overs gone. 56 for 4. I know that Lanky's out and about today. I'm not quite sure if he's managed to get himself hold of a camera by the looks of it. Oh my goodness, what on earth is going on? This is Lancs TV at its finest. I mean, they'll employ anybody these days, won't they, really?
I tell you what, he's highly skilled, isn't he? I've seen him catching hoops on his head and on his neck. I've seen him filming. I've seen him holding a camera. I've seen him interviewing.
He's pointing in the wrong direction. Good effort by Lanky. He's been in charge of one of the cameras. Thankfully not the important one that's right behind the bowler's arm. 56 for 4. This is over number 10. Hartley in and bowls. Moores down on one knee, trying to kind of sweep it out towards the leg side. Croft is on the boundary.
Just looking at the way that Moores is playing, he's got 18 off 14. I like the way he's playing. He's pushing, he's running the ones hard, trying to turn them into twos, trying to pick the gaps in the field to be able to do that, and also looking to pounce on the ball that's just slightly off line or slightly off length. He's certainly trying to be positive.
In comes Hartley and balls. That's James. It takes a single up towards mid-on. 58 for 4. Well, they've got a little something going, haven't they? In the context of the innings here. This is 30 run partnership. Lyndon James and Tom Moores. Hartley in and balls to Moores. It's in the air, but it'll bounce in front of Dockrell and the deep mid-wicket boundary. So just a single for Moores. He moves to 19. 59 for 4.
The thing is about the Lightning side, I think I said it to Fraser before the game started, is that they've a really good balance of experience and youth, and they seem to have all disciplines covered.
Hartley to James, and just nudging it towards the edge of the circle on the leg side for a single.
You know, they've got left arm, right arm pace, they've got leg spin, they've got off spin, they've left arm spin, they've got power at the top of the order. They've also got players in that middle order that, if they need to consolidate, can do that. All of a sudden this Lightning team looks a really strong unit, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's looks a pretty formidable 11, as it has done for the majority of the group campaign. But then you bolt on Salt and Livingston to the team. There's one of the guys returning, Liam Livingston, at deep square leg to field. 61 for 4. You look at the bowling options they've got. Most of them have played international cricket. Including this man, Tom Hartley. He's in and bowling. And James content to take another single, which is what they've been really operating in the last 2 or 3 overs. So trying to build something here, trying to get a platform to try and, I don't know, kind of scamper their way up to some kind of total that they might be able to defend a little bit later on. But at least they've got something here. 62 for 4.
absolutely. Incidentally, in my preparation, you know, I have a good walk around the ground and chat to a few people. I chatted to the ground staff, and this is the pitch that they played Worcestershire on.
Okay.
You know, they chased down 180 odd, and Luke Wood scored the 6 off the penultimate ball of the game to win the game. That's that same pitch. So it's not been played on since, but they've brought it back for this game.
Here's Luke Wells returning from the Statham end, carved away by Lyndon James out towards deep point for a single. It's good research then, Shawsey. Well done.
Absolutely, and a few cracks in it, but it's very firm. The plates, the cracks, the edges of the cracks aren't moving too much, just a little bit, not too much, so there shouldn't be too much in different bounce.
Okay.
And as we've seen with the pace ballers, there is real bounce and carry, isn't there?
63 for 4 in the 11th. Just reached the halfway point for the Notts Outlaws. Cracked down the ground by Tom Moores. Croft at long off fields.
The key thing for the Outlaws at this stage of the game, and these two keep building on the foundations that they've set. They're building a reasonably good partnership, and then they'll look to accelerate that as they go through, but they could do with batting for the next 6 overs. Bring in number 7.
Wells to James. Oh, it's gone through Lancashire's captain Keaton Jennings. And come back for 2. And then James moves on to 28. Score ticks on to 66 for 4.
Looks like Lanky's just been doing his rounds. He's just a little jog around the outfield. He's just sat watching. I think he might be taking pictures now. Is he helping a photographer or something like that?
Wells in and bowls to James, who's reaching for it and bottom edges it back down the pitch. No run.
Certainly got a good view of the game down there, hasn't he? Well positioned. He's poised, actually. He's poised. I think he's thinking about running on and taking one of those one-hand catches just inside the boundary row.
Wells to James. Loops away towards square leg. And through they go, potentially for a leg bye. It is. Looped off the thigh pad. 66 for 4. Well, Lanky's had a turn on the camera already tonight. I saw him sitting on one of those sofas as well before. He's chilled out on one of those sofas.
Just having a moment, wasn't he?
Well, why not? Not much room on the sofa if Lanky sat on that. It's off the back foot by Moores and hammered down the ground. And 22 to Tom Moores. That's the end of the over. 11 gone. 68 for 4. James on 28, Tom Moores on 22. What do you reckon from here? What's gettable? With 11 overs gone, 9 left. They've got a base. They've got something to try and push on to. Can they get to what, 145? Can they get to 150?
It depends, I think, on this partnership. If these two keep batting the way they are, then gradually accelerate and really have an onslaught in that last 4, there could be 150, 150 plus. I think more likely somewhere between 130 and 140.
Yeah.
But this partnership, I think, is key for the Outlaws. And as we said earlier on, it's really important that Lightning can break this partnership, bring in number 7 and build pressure and take wickets and keep them below maybe 120, 130.
Well, that succession of spin has come to an end because we're returning to some pace. And Sakib Mahmood from the James Anderson end bowls to Moores, who goes on the back foot, tries to pull it. The ball just slides down past the leg side, and Tom Moores looks back towards the umpire just for clarification as to why that's not been called a wide.
Tight, isn't it? Tell you what is great to see, though. I mean, there's 2 out-and-out quicks here. 2 out-and-out quicks, running in, bowling quick, bowling great lines, great lengths, and building pressure. And it's phenomenal to see, because any quick to bowl at pace and keep their accuracy is a real challenge. You often slide one down the leg side or slide one outside the off stump.
Wraps the pad of Moores, and Mahmood pleading towards umpire Milnes. Not out. Here's the call. Cheeky look towards the umpire from Sakib Mahmood. Leg by the decision. Score moves on to 69 for 4. It's a big shout.
Ooh, maybe too high. Just maybe flicking the bail, perhaps. It's great lines, though, isn't it? Great lines. wicket to wicket, real straight. And obviously, we talked about the bounce in the pitch. With the bounce in this pitch, it's just, you know, just bounced a little bit higher than perhaps it would normally do. Just over the stumps, I think.
That's in the air by Lyndon James. It's in the air, it's over the boundary, it's in the stands, it's all the way for 6. High and mighty from Lyndon James. 6 for the Notts Outlaws, 75 for 4 now.
It's a good shot from James. He's seen the length on that, and the line just slightly leg side, slightly back of the length, just rock back and use the pace to work that one over deep fine leg. It's a good shot. Use the pace of the ball to carry the boundary. Just looking at the run rates gradually lifting. It's been round about 6 throughout so far. Into the 12th over, it's now just creeping up to 6.52.
Thanks to Lyndon James and Tom Moores, just trying to recover for the Outlaws. Mahmood for Lancashire Lightning, tearing his way in, bowls again off the back foot and punched away through the offside. Chris Greenfields.
Yeah, both James and Moores are just beginning to get a little bit of momentum in this partnership, aren't they? And just pull that momentum back from the Lightning at this stage. And give themselves a chance of that onslaught we mentioned, perhaps going into the last 4 overs.
Yeah, Liam Patterson-White, Calvin Harrison. Luke Fletcher's back in the side for the Notts Outlaws tonight. Ollie Stone still to come. Mahmood bowls short and pulled down towards fine leg by Tom Moores. Not seen George Dockrell yet. Yeah, Lancashire debutant as he fields at fine leg. Moores moves to 23, 77 for 4.
You mentioned Luke Fletcher, and I saw him before the game, had a quick chat with him. What a great guy he is, and still playing this wonderful game. He loves it, doesn't he?
He does.
I said to him, when are you finishing? He said, not for a while yet, surely. He said, a few miles in these legs, big Fletch. What a fantastic performer over the years as well. Certainly at the death, been a great bowler.
Final ball of the over, Mahmood to James. Plays it confidently away into the offside. Lancashire's captain Keaton Jennings fields at cover. And that concludes the 12th over of the innings. The Notts Outlaws are 77 for 4. Moores and James have now added 49 runs from 39 deliveries for this 5th wicket.
In the context of this game, you know, just looking at the power play, 31 for 4 coming out of the power play. It's a wonderful partnership, isn't it? And it's just giving them half a chance of getting back into this game.
Yeah, you mentioned that 180 that Worcestershire got, which was the last time we played here, and it was the last match played on this pitch. I mean, watching it, that felt probably about 15-20 runs over par.
Yeah.
As Livingston returns, carved away by Moores. It's disappearing down towards the 3rd man boundary. Mahmood's there, catching up with it, flicks the ball back. Dockrell returns it. And they've run 2. Good work. Flick back by Mahmood, and then Dockrell with a return throw. 50 partnership with that. 51 out of in 41 deliveries. 79 for 4. Livingston's in and bowls again. That's cracked away. Good stop by Keaton Jennings. That took a horrible bounce in front of the Lancashire captain at the edge of the square. Did really well to get everything behind it and stop it.
Yeah, he's just watching the way that Moores is playing. He's judging length really well. His decision making is pretty good this evening. He gets back, he gets forward, and picking length for any batter is absolutely key. He's also worked quite hard on his hands. He's got incredibly fast hands, so he's done a lot of work there, hence the power that he strikes from a decent base. He could be a danger as this game goes on.
Livingston over the wicket, balls pulled by James down the ground. Croft fields just a single. 81 for 4. So yeah, just going back to that 180 score that Worcestershire got, felt that maybe about kind of 15-20 runs perhaps over par. Yeah. The average score batting first here since they rotated the square round is about 162. As Livingston throws that wide of the off stump. It's in the air by Tom Moores. Croft's under it. Croft takes it. Moores departs. That's the partnership broken. and it's a Livingston-Croft combination to remove Tom Moores, who's out for 26, 81 for 5.
And you can tell from the cheer and the delight in the crowd that they sense that this was a big wicket as well. And removing Moores, the danger man, at this phase in the game is really important. It's the off spin of Livingston, just wide outside the off stump, holds that back slightly. Moores doesn't quite get all of it, and Croft comes in and takes a very, very safe catch from mid-off. So, yeah, that's another breakthrough for the Lightning. 81 for 5 off 12.4, and importantly, grasping the wicket of the dangerous Moores.
81 for 5. What's a defendable score for the Notts Outlaws? Average score batting first here since they rotated the square was 160, and the average score for the away side batting first here since they rotated the square is 140.
Right, yeah.
So just put that into context, the 180 that also should go way above what you'd normally expect here, certainly from an away team batting.
And watching that game at home actually on Lancs TV, it was really pleasing to see the way that actually Worcestershire played the game, didn't they? Played really well, positive cricket, timed the ball, played good strong shots to get to that total.
Livingston in, a little bit flatter and quicker to Patterson-White. Just jabs the ball away into the offside. And through he goes for a single, 82 for 5.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, watching the game, I think he's going to take some getting 180 at Old Trafford, and I'm thinking he's probably 20 runs too many. But what a great chase it was, wasn't it? Yeah. All the way through, Alec did a tremendous job.
Livingston to James. Just played off the back foot. And Hurstfield's inside the circle. And that skill that Livingston's got, off spin and leg spin and rotating between the two through the over. What a skill to be able to possess and to execute consistently to such a good standard.
Yeah, I think he's becoming a really really skillful cricketer, isn't he, in all three disciplines. You know, he can strike the ball really well, but he can also play an innings and build his tempo as opposed to be going from ball one. In the field, he looks really fit actually. He's getting around the ground very well, throwing the ball in. He looks pretty good, and obviously then his ability to ball off spin and leg spin, depending whether it's left or right hander, is incredible really. And credit to him and the coaching staff at both England and Lancashire that's worked with him.
Luke Wells returns. Patterson-White pivoting on the back foot, trying to pull the ball. Just trickles away back down the pitch. Dot ball to start the 14th over. Third for Wells. 82 for 5. In and balls. Just run away to the left of short third man. Picked up by Tom Hartley. And through for a single. Score nudges on to 83 for 5.
Nice shot that from Patterson-White, just to get that ball behind square on the offside. Off Wells, well played, opened the face nicely, hit the ball under his eyes, and directed the ball. He tried to go for the gap there for 2, but didn't quite get back.
Played back down the pitch and deflected onto the stumps at the non-striker's end by Luke Wells, who then just claims maybe Patterson-White had straight out of his crease, but quite happy. So just a single so far off the 14th over, 83 for 5. Wells twirls in and bowls, full and driven firmly by Lyndon James. Croft comes up from the boundary at long off the field. James moves to 37. 84 for 5. 2 balls left to the 14th. Patterson-White taps the bat. Wells in and balls, again chopped back down the pitch and gathered by Wells off his own bowling. And that potential kind of run out moment. The non-striker's end, this ball which was played back to Luke Wells, deflected it onto the stumps, but safely in. Final ball of the 14th. Wells to Patterson-White. Jennings diving away to his left just at backward point. Paul gets underneath his body. Hartley comes up to complete the fielding, and that's 14 overs gone. 85 for 5. James on 37, Patterson White on 3 at 6 overs remaining here at...
Time for another scatter blast. Here we go. A-stand. Who wants a t-shirt? Come on, give us a shout. Give us a shout. Let's see you going crazy. Who wants one over there? Come on, there we go. One more over there. Come on, let's see you. Up at the back there. Oh, one at the front there. One more. Fella over there. Can we get to you? Oh, caught on the boundary. Well done.
Liam Livingston returns and bowls around the wicket. Played away by Patterson White through the offside for 1 run. Change in the commentary box as Paul Shaw leaves us. We'll be back in the second innings. Paul Horton's back alongside me. 86 for 5. Thanks to James and Moores, they've given themselves half a chance of putting something on to try and defend. Slashed away by Lyndon James towards square leg. And the score moves on to 87 for 5.
Yeah, it was a nice partnership after obviously losing the 4 overs, 4 wickets in the power play. It was a poor start, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a poor power play. But obviously, they built a good partnership. Obviously, lost Moores and he played aggressively. He does have fast hands with the ball. Seems to slap every cricket ball comes to him.
Around the wicket, Livingston. It's slapped off the back foot through the offside. Gets underneath Keaton Jennings. Croft is there to mop up.
Keaton Jennings is having a challenging fielding. 14.3 overs with the field. He's slowing the ball down at times, but not stopping it.
He's on these used pitches, isn't he? Ball bouncing hard and taking all sorts of divots and slowly kind of coming onto it, I guess, a little quicker than you'd expect.
Yes, look, it's not as a man who spent a lot of time in the cover and mid-wicket because I was not in the outfield where the fast guys are. It's not an easy place to be with the wicket ends.
And Livingston is in to James. That's worked out through the leg side for a single.
And a lot of the time you get the ball comes at you and you're on them. Wicket ends are a bit like concrete at times. They get thrashed at you. You're trying to stop a single at times. You're trying to give a little bit. So you're trying to cut off, and then it's not a... give Keaton some credit. It's not an easy position to field in. You're trying to cover 2 angles.
Livingston to Patterson White. It's played down the ground for 1. He moves to 8. 92 for 5.
Just slowly building, but interesting to see. We're not going to get a full quota of George Dockrell tonight, are we?
We're not.
You sort of forgot that he's playing, haven't you? He bowled 15 overs here, and George Dockrell has come in as the overseas bowler. Not bowled yet, which is interesting.
Yes, I mean, I suppose they've not... At 92 for 5 and at 28 for 4 as they were, I suppose not... It was going fine as it was.
Yeah, but you know what Luke Wells can do. He's done it before. Tom Hartley. You're going to Luke Wells before you go to George Dockrell.
Well, he's not been required yet.
Maybe he's been brought in for something else. Fielding, batting, I don't know. You tell me.
He's taking the catch.
He's not bowling the 16th now, so he's definitely not going to get his 4.
Gone back to Chris Green. Down the pitch comes Patterson White. Play back to Green off his own bowling. No run.
You see, for him, he'd probably want to get a couple of overs in, wouldn't he? Old Trafford, and get in early and get into the game and keep and feel a part of it.
92 for 5. Green to Patterson White. Well, that's played nicely off the back foot, driven away through the offside. Hartley gets across the ground to his left to field, and they come back for 2.
You mentioned before, obviously, Worcester got 180, which was above par. It proved it was above par. It was apart from some freak hitting and Hartley at the end and some poor execution of death bowling. I think it was above par. Yeah, I'd say obviously slightly less tonight. I think it is probably a fair score.
Again, shuffling forward is Patterson White, deflected away down to fine leg. There is Dockrell again. Score moves on to 96 for 5.
But I do think in the end they're way short at the moment, aren't they? Not sadly. Maybe 150, 160 be probably par.
It's in the air, up towards the leg side. 1 bounce over the rope, 4 for Patterson White. Probably a few more of those as well. They do get to 3 figures. Brings up the 100. 100 for 5 in the 16th.
Nice shot, using the depth of his crease. If anything, Green can short, and he's pulled it. Really, it's the angle where he pulls it, his strength of his Livingston out at deep mid-wicket. Pulls it straightish of wide mid-wicket. Really good shot from Patterson White, and showing some of the green shoots for Notts. He did really well in the reverse fixture.
He did
at Trent Bridge as he came in for that, into that 11.
It's a full ball by Green, speared in towards Patterson White. Digs it out down the ground. Croft Fields, 1 run. Yeah, he did quite well in that match, both with the bat and with the ball, didn't he?
He did.
He did. Good game at Trent Bridge. It does feel like months ago, that fixture.
It was a while.
It was. Kind of the first block of T20 games. It was like 7 or 8 in the first block, and then the 2 championship matches, and then you complete the group stage in the second block. That could be 4. It is 4. Lyndon James slaps it down the ground to long on for 4. 105 for 5 at the end of the over. 16 gone. And 4 remain.
A really good shot from Lyndon James. He stood tall, and there's a big gap at mid-on, mid-off. It's a big field, Old Trafford, and obviously there's a big gap straight over Chris Green, and he just slapped it straight, and it went for 4 through the gap. It can get a real lot of space behind the bowler. And we're going to go, Langston, going to go back to Mahmood. Did see George Dockrell lingering close to the circle, trying to get the attention of Keaton Jennings and let him know that he's on the field and obviously available to bowl some left-arm spin. But he's been overlooked. And Luke Wood is coming on. Luke Wood has how many overs left? He's got 2, so he might finish from this end, Luke Wood. And then obviously you've got 1 from Mahmood and 1 from another, Green, Hartley, Livingston or Wells or Dockrell, as we've discussed.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do on... I mean, let's assume that Lancashire are able to win the match here, which obviously is far from certain yet. What they do on Friday evening. They've obviously got Dockrell into the side tonight to play in the group stages. Full and wide. It's in the air. Taken by Livingston. Patterson White departs for 17. Wood gets another. 6 down now. 105 for 6 as we start the 17th over.
Yeah, another good catch from Livingston out in the boundary. It was a really interesting field they set. They set a short third man, a deep backward point, and a deep point as well. Really square, and they had mid-on and mid-off up in the ring. And they almost sort of knew that Patterson White was going to go. If he'd go square, and it would sort of skew off his bat. It almost did. They set 2 fielders out there, and he sort of did to the plan. They didn't go at him. They sort of went wide on him, and he had to try and he put it out there, didn't he? Yeah, Luke Wood obviously can hold his line really well, and he had that in his first 2 overs with a new ball. Bigger side, that side, offside to the left-hander from Luke Wood from this end. Smaller boundary, staying away from a smaller boundary. All these little interesting, really good lengths, understanding the dimensions of the field, the surface, the bounce in the wicket. Really good things. You sort of go unnoticed at times, as sort of the tactical nous of what they've done here and what they're doing goes unnoticed at times. It's not just quality in regards to execution, there's obviously really good understanding of what they're trying to execute.
105 for 6. He's been impressive by Wood and Mahmood, especially in the power play. Drops it back of a length this time to Harrison, who drags it away to the leg side. Through he goes for his first run. 106 for 6. We've seen some high-class bowling from Lancashire Lightning in this group campaign, and in particular from Luke Wood and from Saqib Mahmood. Perhaps we shouldn't be too surprised. They are international bowlers, but still consistently bowling kind of at the peak of the powers really through this competition. Brilliant. 105 for 6 into the 17th over. Lyndon James, well, he's 43 not out. It's a fine effort. Full and wide, and he gets bat on ball down towards the third man boundary, and he gets 4 more, edging towards a fine 50 here. 110 for 6 now.
Really good. It's not better than bat on ball. Luke Wood goes for a York, and Lyndon James gets right down. He opens a face. He almost plays with a full face, but opens the face to the bat, runs it past a short third man for 4. It's really, really good batting. He's deep in his crease, but he does open the blade up intentionally. It's really, really good batting. It's not just bat on ball, it's a lovely, lovely cricket shot. T20 cricket shot.
Full and wide, steers it down to the boundary. 47 not out. That'll be a leg by. He'll remain on 47. Just trying to work it away to mid-wicket. So it's 111 for 6. Brings Calvin Harrison back on strike. 111 for 6.
And great figures again tonight, hasn't he? 2 for 15 off 2.3. Luke Wood.
Just drops it in towards the onside. He's been sent back. If he run out, if he hits, he misses. Harrison was gone. James didn't fancy it. Dropped into the onside. Had to turn and get back. Direct hit. Harrison's gone. Bounced past the stumps. And he lives to survive another day.
Yeah, didn't. Interesting call from James, but send him back, and obviously it would have been Harrison. There's no way. Once you get sent back and you have to turn, that's it. There's not a lot you can do.
Final ball of the 17th over. Full. An off stump and dug out by Harrison. Out towards the leg side for a single. We'll come back to this conversation about George Dockrell in a minute, but with 3 overs left, if you are heading to Emirates Old Trafford, you can get yourself a earpiece to listen to some of the cricket. And there's a guy there wearing his mighty happy. $112 for 6. Harrison 2 and James on 47. Just looking at George Dockrell, I mean, in his last games for that he's played in first-class cricket and T20 international cricket, he hasn't bowled. You've got to go back to the games involving Ireland and Netherlands and against Scotland and against in a little series back in kind of May when he last bowled. So he hasn't bowled that much in his last games for Ireland. As Green comes in and bowls to Harrison, that's worked out towards mid-wicket and there's no run. In fact, 4 just times since the start of May in games. Big appeal for LBW there by Green. Not out, says David Mills. 112 for 6.
So he's saying he's better?
Just saying he's not bowled that much.
Which is interesting, isn't it?
112 for 6, says Green. And the balls, that's in the air. Oh, Jennings leaping low down to his right. And they've come back for 2. Good running, actually. Would have been a sharp take by Jennings.
Diving effort going to his right. Not been Jennings' night, covering mid-wicket, has it? But great effort. Great effort. That was a tough chance. He's only him getting it. He's about 6'6", isn't he, Jennings? A full-length dive.
Long way down, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not many other people going to get to that.
114 for 6. Green into Harrison. Reverse sweep. And for 4. Dockrell can't get round to cut it off. 118 for 6.
Again, a wonderful shot from Harrison. Is it Harrison this time? Wonderful shot. Beautiful reverse sweep. Just Lyndon James, you just reversed low. Beats Sakima move short fern, and Dockrell has come to a real backward point now. Plenty of gap in past cover.
Fizzed in by Green, this next delivery to Calvin Harrison.
Calvin Harrison knows this ground well. He Manchester Originals cricketer. So he's played here. We've had some experience in the 100, obviously on the surface. So it's not a true away game for him, because he has played some cricket here, which is interesting, isn't it?
He's like his second home ground. Definitely.
Well, it is his second home. He'll be home as of Sunday, won't he? He'll be in the hotel, won't he?
It's as of the 1st of August, yeah, it will be.
There you go.
Yeah.
So not far. Chris Green, a little bit expensive for Green tonight. You normally expect him to be really economical with his bowling.
Final ball of him tonight. And he beats Harrison, plays and misses. Snaffle by Salt. And that's Chris Green. and his 4 overs completed for the evening. 2 overs left for the Notts Outlaws, 118 for 6. James on 47 and Harrison on 8.
George Dockrell is an all-rounder, isn't he? But you would probably say he was a left-arm spinner, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. I've said that, yeah. But I'm just saying he's not bowled much of late.
Which is amazing to think. Yeah, was it the World Cup, his last international sort of cricket?
Here's Luke Wood, penultimate over of the innings, full and wide. James gets it over extra cover. This might be 4 and that'll be a 50 if he gets to it. It is. Well, it's a really good effort in the context of the innings. His teammates appreciate it. It's a very, very gutsy, determined half century by Lyndon James. He's 51 not out, and the Notts Outlaws are 122 for 6 as we start the 19th over.
Great shot. Has he played well, isn't he? Been a shining light in his batting order today. And then James 51 of 37 balls. And up over cover it went.
In comes Wood. Balls again. Leg side this time. In the air. Oh, brilliant catch. Wonderful catch by Liam Livingstone. Sensational work just to try and get to it, let alone take it and keep it as he hit the ground. Livingstone back in the Lancashire shirt and takes a stunning catch. 122 for 7. James has gone for 51.
It's a brilliant catch. He's slower ball and he's whacked it out to wide, mid-wicket, mid-on, but Liam Livingstone running round takes a full-length diving catch. He does it easy in the end, but once he knows he's going to get there, he's got such safe hands with him. But it's a full-length dive. It's a hell of a catch, and he's landed, sort of dug the pitch out. Is that 3 catches for Livy there tonight? He's been brilliant out in the outfield. That was a special catch. And they have been good in the field, obviously. Ken Jennings has missed a couple, but he's got four catches tonight, Livingstone. Which is incredible for an outfielder.
122 for 7. Wood fires in a Yorker to his old mate Luke Fletcher, who brings the bat down and keeps it out. Full and straight, aiming for the stumps. Dug out by Fletcher. He gets a run. 123 for 7. With 3 balls left for Luke Wood tonight. 3 for 21. It's been a good night out against his former side.
Yes, certainly has been. Hasn't Luke Wood been a brilliant signing for Lancashire? It goes unnoticed, that signing a few years ago.
Goes for the Yorker again. Harrison again successfully digs it out. Bangs it in towards the offside. Scuttles through for 1. Moves on to 9. 124 for 7.
Yeah, it does intrigue me a little bit, this Dockrell thing. If Dockrell can't bowl, or isn't going to bowl, then surely Tom Bruce is a better batsman than him. Or am I reading that situation wrong?
Well, I suppose he gives you the option that he could to bowl. Wood, left arm over the wicket, throws it full and wide of off stump, and Fletcher looks back down the pitch, and Steve O'Shaughnessy says, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he will bowl in the later games. Just slightly interesting. You all expect him to bowl, don't we? Expect him to play. Come in and feature with the ball. It'd be interesting what number he bats in the lineup. Maybe 6 or 7, will he, with regards to the batting lineup we got. So non-bowling number 7 as an overseas is an interesting shout.
124 for 7. Wood, left arm over, balls again. Fletcher muscles it out towards Livingstone again. Doesn't fall this time for Livingstone to take a catch. Bounces in front of Liam Livingstone. Fletcher doubles his total. He'll be on strike for the start of the last over. And that is Wood done for tonight as well. 3 for 23 from 4 overs. 125 for 7.
Brilliant, Luke Wood. Brilliant with the new ball again at the start, wasn't he? No width. No, didn't really over pitch. Wasn't too short. Brilliant bowling.
Got a dog inside Emirates Old Trafford tonight. Look at this little furry friend on the TV.
Lovely. Dogs allowed?
This one is.
Yeah,
He's sneaked in.
Yeah, well, he's not now. He's obviously been shown up on camera, so.
He's got plenty of snacks.
He has. Yeah, maybe the dog helper, but wonderful to see.
1, 2, 5 for 7. Here comes Mahmood in and balls. And that's Fletcher able to drag it out towards the leg side. Through for a single. Well, I mentioned maybe trying to get to something between 130 and 140. Well, they've got 126 for 7.
Yeah, it doesn't feel enough. If you can finish strong here and squeeze out to 140, then it's it. It's a total at least. I think, yeah, they're short. This is a really good surface. It hasn't really spun it or done a great deal. It's a good wicket. Got pace and bounce in it. The outfield looks a bit quicker than it did, I guess, the last time you used to in the Worcester game. So they look 20 short knots at least on current form. So I don't have any issues in Lancashire chasing this with the batting lineup they got. But at least 140 gives them a little bit of a chance.
Mahmood bowls and Harrison going across the stumps, trying to work it out towards the leg side.
And great to see Fletch back playing. He had his knees pumping that ball, wasn't he? The ball before, he sort of pulled one into the leg side. He thought there was a chance of 2. He got the big knees pumping. He's been a great bowler, and great death bowler, isn't he? Mate, Yorker bowler. So let's see that tonight. Great character on and off the field. Wonderful servant for Notts over the years.
4 deliveries to go. 127 for 7. Here's Mahmood to Fletcher. He kind of steps to the leg side and tries to wallop it away, but a play and a miss.
Yeah, short ball gives himself room. Fletcher with the short ball play, he just gives himself enough room, and Mahmood follows him a little bit.
3 balls left. Fletcher on 3. Where's he finding a boundary here? Long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg on the leg side. Deep third, deep point. Swatted down the ground by Fletcher. And just by the single, as Luke Wood comes up from the boundary. Fletcher to 4, 128 for 7.
Yes, it's good death bowling. Changes of pace, followed him a little bit, got under his feet there. It is good death bowling. And they bowled really well, the seamers tonight for Lancashire. Mahmood and Wood have been incredible with the ball. Wood 4 overs, 3 for 23. Mahmood 3.4 overs at 1 for 23 as it stands. Bowled really well, haven't they?
Mahmood bowls, and it's a swing and a miss from Harrison. Through it goes to the keeper. Not quite sure how it's not knocked over the off stump.
Yes, looks like a change of pace. Slower ball. Harrison's trying to go across his stumps and go to the shorter side, the leg side boundary, which is a bit slightly shorter here. Emirates Old Trafford heading towards a point and the big party stand. But it's really good bowling, changes of pace.
Final ball of the innings for the Notts Outlaws.
3 off the last over is not what they needed.
No, it's been excellent from Mahmood. 128 for 7. It's down the leg side. Be called a wide. Scampered through as well.
Big Fletcher's running off. He's got a ball to go. He's not realised he's got a ball to go.
He was halfway back to the dressing rooms. Got to walk back. Not only a ball to go, he's got to face it. So 130 for 7 with the wide and the run. So he has to face it again. Looking over his left shoulder towards that leg side. Third man comes inside the ring. It's a deep point. There's a long off, and then 3 on the boundary on the leg side. 2 in front of the party stand and 1 at long on. Final delivery. It's Fletcher on strike. He's going to hurtle himself through for 1 as he steers it out towards the Lancashire captain, Keaton Jennings. And they finish on 131 for 7. So 132 to win feels, and it still runs to get, but it feels like that should be well within Lancashire's range, Paul Hall.
Yes, not enough. It's 25 short, on this pitch tonight, isn't it? You needed 155 plus 160 to be a good total. That would have been a competitive total tonight, but it wasn't, and it isn't, and they're well short. 131 is not a big total in T20 cricket these days, and especially in these conditions, on this surface. This is a really good wicket here, bit of bounce, bit of pace. It's not really spun, has it, at all? There was those didn't sit in the surface. It just come on nicely, play on top of the bounce, and the ball slid on. Lancashire knocked this off in 15 overs.
Oh, well, that'd be a good win if they can do that. 132 it is to win, and it's been a pretty good night for Luke Wood. I reckon we can probably get a bit of reaction from Lancashire's bowler Luke Wood in conversation with Fraser Dayton.
Work from Luke Wood this afternoon. What do you make of that, Regnings?
Yeah, we bowled pretty well throughout. I think everyone who bowled sort of turned up today and took wickets early, which helps, and kept going throughout the innings.
There was only that partnership in the middle that really held you up, wasn't there?
Yeah, them two played well. Tom and Lyndon played pretty well there. Got them back in after an early start, and then, yeah, we just kept the pressure on and kept taking wickets.
How much patience did you have to show at that point?
Yeah, I think you're never going to get them in clusters like that all through the innings, but we bowled well, stayed patient, and like I said, the rewards came.
3 for 23 for you. You've got to be happy with those figures?
Yeah, I was just saying to the lads, I ain't got a wicket in 3 games, so it's quite nice to put through on the board.
I noticed you were getting a lot of love from some of the lads there.
Say again?
I noticed you were getting a lot of love from some of the lads there.
Yeah, like I said, I've been on them before, but nah, yeah, it was nice to put a good performance in.
Nottinghamshire, 131 for 7. Are you confident you'll be able to knock those off?
Yeah, same wicket we played on the other night, chased down 180. Obviously salting liver back as well, so strengthens our side up, but yeah, confident chasing it.
Go and join the lads. Well done, Luke. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Let's bring in Paul Shaw. What did he make of that? 131 for 7. Paul, is that a total that will be certainly within Lancashire's grasp, surely?
Yeah, I would hope so, and with the power they've got in the lineup and the experience they've got in that lineup, I would expect them to chase that down. We know 160 plus is probably an average score here, so probably the Outlaws are just under par with that. But I mean, when you look at the power play, 4 wickets in the power play, they were struggling from that point onwards. The bowling unit of the Lightning, I thought, bowled superbly well. Lovely to see Wood and Mahmood bowl with real pace and accuracy on a quick bouncy pitch. That was fantastic. But also the spinners, I thought, bowled beautifully all the way through and collected wickets as they went through, and really well supported in the field by the fielding unit. So first half, what a great first half.
I'm going to say, what about that catch from Liam Livingston at the back end there? He's come in a little bit rusty, he says, but why? Oh, that was a catch and a half, wasn't it?
Wish I was that rusty. He looks in really good nick, doesn't he? He looks fit. He looks like he can't wait to get involved in the action, chasing the ball down, diving around, taking catches like that. Bodes well for his batting innings.
You've got to be confident.
Yeah, I'm confident.
We'll see. The run chase coming up very, very soon. But join us in just a moment or two. It's time for a bit of mascot mayhem.
It is time for my favourite bit of a match day. It is mascot mayhem time. Come on in, guys. We've got 2. We've got Matty and Louis. Who's going to try and get these hoops over Lanky's head? So we're going to see if he's going to play ball. Are we feeling confident, Louis?
Feeling confident, yeah.
Fantastic. So you've got 3 shots. We'll take it in turns, 1 each time.
Come on, Louis.
Go ahead. You can do it. Just give it a... Maybe you can't just yet. Yeah, well, let's move you closer just a tiny little bit. We'll get you sort of head on. We'll let you. That can be. You did ask me for a practice one. That can be a practice one. Try that tactic. All's fair here.
Oof.
Maybe don't
Close.
try that tactic again.
Matty's ready to have a go. He's watching closely. Come on, Louis. Oh! Okay, Matty, it's down to you. Come on, ladies and gents, give me some encouragement. Let's hear some sounds for these guys. Okay, here comes Matty with his go. Ooh! Just over the top. Here we go. Try another one. There you go, Matty. Oh! So close. One more go. One more go. Right, if neither of you gets this, we'll go to a tie break. Oh! Right, one more go each. One more go each. One of you, hopefully, will be going into the draw to win a final day ticket.
There we go.
Oh, yes! We'll call that. We will call that. So Louis is one up. Matty, see if you can have one more go and see if you can have a go. Get it on.
Oh, there we go.
Even
Third
better.
time's the charm.
Even better. Many congratulations. Well done, guys. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Are we going to have a quick go, Carl?
I would absolutely love to have a quick go.
Let's have a go. Let's see whether we can
All
get
right.
on.
No
Carl, I'll let you
pressure.
Go first.
I feel very nervous.
I'm not surprised.
My life has led up to this.
I
need...
Right.
I know what I've got for
Let's have
next
a go.
time.
Let's have a go. Oh, no, that was terrible,
we
wasn't
both
it?
need to swap positions next time.
Clearly, it's harder than it looks.
Yes.
Louis, Matty, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Well played, guys. Give it up for Louis and Matty, ladies and gents. Thank you.
Welcome to Conrad Dubai. Here's your key.
Thank you. Let me help you with the bags.
Nice room.
How's that?
How's that?
This is a call for hungry dreamers and hard-working self-believers. Success is down to more than just luck and talent. It's striving to be the best, breaking the boundaries and never giving up. Are you ready to become your best self? Are you ready to unlock your greatness? So what are you waiting for? This is Education Evolved. This is UA 92.
Welcome the batters for the Lancashire Lightning.
So the players are heading back out here at Emirates Old Trafford for the start of the Lancashire Lightning reply. 132 it is to win, with 120 deliveries to get them as well. We'll Luke Wells and opening the batting for Lancashire Lightning. So 132 is the target, and just a reminder that Lancashire Lightning get to 132 and win the game. Well, I mean, 1 point would be enough, but a victory here for Lancashire Lightning would absolutely, emphatically get them into the knockout stages of the quarter-finals, and then they'll take a look at what's happening tomorrow night in the Northants match, because that could mean that Lancashire get a home quarter-final. But either way, if they win tonight and win Friday, then they're here for the knockout rounds anyway. First things first, 132 to win, and it's Ollie Stone to open up for the Notts Outlaws, and Phil Salt is on strike, and that's nudged out towards the leg side for a single. Scott Reed, Paul Horton and Paul Shaw, your commentary team. We'll hear from Paul Shaw a little later on. Paul Horton, former Lancashire captain, is with us here up in the commentary box. 132 to win. Salt, Wells, Livingston is your top three. Not bad, is it?
No, very good. Very good. It could be better. You know, Jennings could also open the batting.
True, yeah.
I think he's probably gone into 4 because he's a wonderful player of spin, and have you seen he had success for England in subcontinent? So that's why he's probably gone in at 4.
Here comes Stone, bowls, 2 Wells flashed away down towards backward square leg. And Wells gets his first run too with that loss.
Brilliant to see Ollie Stone running in. Yeah, we want him full head of steam, guys. Has played international cricket. Obviously, just listened to an interview from Ben Stokes. Exciting time to be a fast bowler for England. It certainly is, isn't it? Obviously, no Anderson, no Broad. The likes of Stone, we're wanting to get him. If he gets his game together, stays fit, and all of a sudden you'll be knocking on the door because there are plenty of spaces.
Yeah, he's one of them. Stone in bowling. Run away by Salt. That's lovely timing. That'll rattle its way to the rope. Effortless, really, from Salt. First boundary of Lancashire Lightning's reply. 6 without loss.
Yeah, lovely shot. Obviously, there's good pace and bounce, isn't there? But Salt, the first ball, he sort of just, was old school. Get off me, gloved it into the leg side, and then a short ball again to Wells. He just tucked it round. But Salt just on top of the bounce, timing through backward point. It's interesting, isn't it? Not to have a slip, a third man, and a ring field in a traditional, whereas Lancashire employ the slip, the short third man, and that wide backward point, which that ball would have run to.
Stone to Salt. Just drops it away towards the mid-wicket region.
So it's almost interesting how that field has not been employed by both sides, whether that's tactically how they want to do it, or Ollie Stone prefers a third man with his pace running there. But definitely, Mahmood and Wood have got extreme pace, but they do use that short third man, Lancashire, don't they? Yeah, they're doing it now to Wells, so they've got a slip, short third man, deep backward point. You got the mid wicket in and then 2 in the off, but they don't use it to Salt.
It's defended by Wells, just snaps the ball back down the pitch and gathered by Stone off his own bowling, and there's no run. Different plans for Salt and for Wells. 7 on the board. Only the delivery to go of the Lancashire Lightning reply. Ollie Stone opening up from the James Anderson end. Twirl of the bat from Luke Wells. In comes Stone and bowls, and flicked away down to fine leg by Wells. And he gets 4 to complete the first over, and it's 11 without loss. So a positive start by Lancashire Lightning.
Yeah, positive start. It's all good and well having pace and bounce, but ultimately you still got to hold your line and your length. And he's too short there, Stone. He's too short. The whole over's been too short, in effect. He was pulled, he was cut, wasn't he? He's not dragging the ball forward. He's not dragging Wells forward. An extra bounce helping him at the top of the stumps. It's a short ball on his hip. Fine leg up. Wells is more than capable of squeezing that over short foot for fine leg, isn't he?
He is. See some more pace. Left arm quick. Fazal Haq Faruqi into the attack from the Brian Statham end.
He's got a bag of tricks, Fazal Faruqi. Played for the Thunder in the Big Bash, didn't he? In the season, just gone really, really bustily, short, but bustily, can swing the ball back.
He comes bustling his way back in and bowls. And it's ultimate to respect shown by Phil Salt, defending with a full face of the bat, back down the pitch, and there's no run.
So all the tricks, been a good addition to the back end of this competition. Too little, too late for Notts. But great to have a left arm quick of this ability. Interesting field he's using to Salt. Just as they change the field happens, he pushed a deep mid wicket. So a deep mid wicket, deep back with square leg, slip and a short third man. Everyone 4 guys in the ring on the offside.
It's real bustly action, isn't it? Balls to Salt. Flicks it away off his pads. He wants 2. Throw comes into the bowler's end. It's tight if he hits. He didn't. Wells does get through.
Really, really good batting from Salt. Tucked it into the leg side, just forward a square. It's a big field to cover for two blokes out. Deep backward square, deep mid wicket. Salt wanted 2. He was only running 2. He was only ever going to run 2. It was Wells. It was it was struggling. Wells, wonderful batsman, great leg spin bowler, but he is not Linford Christie.
Very few are.
That is true actually.
13 without loss. Matt Montgomery with a pick up and throw. It's lifted out towards deep backward square leg. Montgomery's there again, just a single this time. Salt moves on to 9, 14 without loss. Sharp work, clean pick up from Montgomery. And he was on the bounce.
He was out, Wells. He was out if it hit. It was only ever going to go to his end.
.14 without loss, halfway through the second over. Wells on strike on 5. Tall left-hander. Opening the batting for Lancashire Lightning. On the leg side boundary, a deep backward square leg, a deep mid-wicket. Oh, it's a sharp ball that Wells just pushes out and the ball snakes away past the edge of the bat.
Really good bowling for like a forward defence. It just swung a little bit on him and he just beat the bat, but it's a good length. It's a really good length. And that's what you need to do. Yes, there is pace and bounce in the surface, but you can't be short. It doesn't really matter if you're short. You're not getting anyone out bowling short balls. You've got to bring them forward. The extra pace and bounce helps you.
14 without loss. Just 3 so far off Faruqi's first over of the evening. And balls again wide off stump, in the air and caught at backward point. Hit firmly to backward point. Wells goes for 5. Almost knocked him off his feet. Lancashire Lightning lose their first wicket, 14 for 1.
It's a great catch. It's actually wide. It's like a wide half volley. Wells not really into the ball. He just sort of skews it to backward point, doesn't he? Catchable height, and Montgomery takes a catch, sort of falling to his left. The tame end for Wells, really. But he's going to play aggressively and play hard. He has done up top. He's been brilliant. Obviously, he's got such long, powerful batting lineup behind him.
First wicket of the evening for Fazal Haq Faruqi. Played for Afghanistan in the recent World Cup. Picked up wickets against South Africa and Bangladesh. Certainly the star of the show with the ball in Bridgetown against India, 3 for 33 about a month ago. He's got wickets in the previous 3 games for the Notts Outlaws. 1 for 35 against Leicestershire, 1 for 27 against Durham, 1 for 31 against the Birmingham Bears. 1 ball left of the second over, 14 for 1. And Liam Livingston is the new batter joining Phil Salt. Slip in place, in and balls. Livingston off the front foot, punches to mid-off, and there's no run. Tidy start. 2 overs gone, 14 for 1.
Nice start. It was a busty over from Faruqi. Really good. He pitched the ball up, didn't he? A little bit of swing, pace and bounce. Got his success with that. Just hope. Oh, here we go.
Just recap the qualification process. Lancashire's 1 point required to reach the quarterfinals tonight. If Northamptonshire lose tomorrow and Lancashire win this evening, then Lancashire will have that home quarter-final tie. Of course, if both Northamptonshire and Lancashire lose, then Friday's match against those 2 sides will decide both the quarter-final qualification and second place in the group. If both Northamptonshire and Lancashire win, both teams will qualify for the quarter-finals, with Friday's match deciding second place. So we are in for a really interesting couple of days. But first things first, for Lancashire to qualify, they have to win tonight, and then within touching distance of a home quarter-final. Ollie Stones, second over of the evening for him. Salt swings and gets the ball down towards the fine leg boundary, over the rope, over the advertising board onto row A. All the way for 6, 20 for 1.
Yeah, it's a top edge for 6, and it's a gain, isn't it? It's short from Stone. So it's all good and well having pace and bounce, but it's a short ball. He's got one man out on the leg side, a deep backward square leg. He's got 45 up. Phil Salt's an international opening batter, so he's trying to pull it, and he's going to try and hook it, and he's only got one bloke to hold out to a deep backward square leg. Anything else is going to go 4 or 6. Just don't think it's great bowling from Stone. He's got more quality than this. He needs to pitch it up and hit the top of the stumps.
In bowls to Salt, in the air, clears mid-off. Clark chasing after it. Salt comes back for 2.
It's not just about pitching it up and putting it on a tee. Because he's got the pace and bounce, he's got a little bit of leeway. That ball obviously goes over Clark, but he nearly gets caught. He makes Salt do something slightly different. I think Salt, if it's short, and he's almost got a free hit. It's interesting, they got the short third man up now and a deep backward point like we discussed the previous over. But he just needs to try and hit top of the stumps if he can.
Stone from the Anderson end balls to Salt. He thinks about trying to get through for 1. He just drops into the offside. No run.
Like that, top of the stumps again. It was a change of pace as well. Couldn't you got extreme pace like Stone? You can do that, can't you? Now he's bowling to a T20. Yeah, powerhouse, isn't he, at the top of the order, especially this season, IPL, England. But Holly Stone is a quality bowler. Fast bowler as well. Just needs to be a bit cuter with his deliveries, doesn't he?
Well, he's got 3 left of this, his second over of the evening. Balls to Salt. Pushed away into the offside. Through they go for a single. 23 for 1.
Again there, stump line, slightly back of a length, and he just dropped it in to the offside. It's better bowling from Stone. Now he's got an opportunity here. Livingston, by face 1 delivery. He's got to be positive and aggressive. You've got to attack Livy's stumps, hasn't he? You've got to attack top of the stumps. Maybe use his short ball if he wants Livingston early, but still a gamble. For me, he's got to try and pitch it up, use his pace and bounce.
Yep, just one ball faced by Liam Livingston. Here comes Stone, balls to Livingston. Ball deflects down towards the third man boundary. No bat on that, will be a leg by. Still on 0. 24 for 1. Brings Salt back on strike. 2 England international, 2 England World Cup players batting together here. Lancashire's target of 132 to win. Salt back on strike. There's Stone. And balls to Salt. Up and over cover. It'll be 4. Bouncing over the rope. 6 to start the over. 4 to end it. 28 for 1.
Brilliant batting from Salt, isn't he? He's looking almost he's a class above in this batting lineup. He's slightly over pitched. Didn't mind what Stone was trying to do. Obviously, he can't bowl short again. He's been pulled for 6, hasn't he? But he's just been clipped over cover for 4. It's really good batting. You haven't got the margin for error. He's real so small with Phil Salt, and that's what good players do. You almost have a pocket you can bowl in, but if you miss that short or full, they're going to really punish you. Really punish you.
22 to Salt from 11. 3 overs gone. Luke Fletcher for the first time tonight from the Brian Statham end. And Liam Livingston on strike. Deep backward square leg and the deep mid wicket. Fletcher to Livingston, shuffles down the pitch and flashes the ball away through the offside. Oh, he's managed to pick out the gap between the 2 fielders. Harrison and Montgomery out on the leg side boundary, and Livingston gets underway with 4. And Lancashire Lightning to 32 for 1.
He used his feet. Fletcher, slightly slower pace. Livy's just clipped it through the leg side. He's timed incredibly well. He beat took everyone by surprise and beat the 2 fielders out of deep mid-wicket and deep backward square leg, and he's definitely going to come hard here, Livingston. It just shows how good a surface this is.
Fletcher back to Livingston. Off the back foot, trying to help it down towards fine leg. Score moves on to 33 for 1. Livingston moves on to 5. It brings Phil Salt back on strike. Both these two batters here for Lancashire Lightning have had a busy few months, haven't they? They've been away at the IPL and then part of England's one-day squad against Pakistan and away with the World Cup as well. Had some start to the year, haven't they? Now ready for a domestic season in this country. This takes a single, Salt. Nudges the ball away to mid-wicket for 1. Moves on to 23 not out, 34 for 1.
Bowling from Fletcher, no width is there. Again, what we talk about, top of the stumps. Yeah, I'm going to come hard at him, but he is a clever bowler. He understands what he's trying to do. He knows what he's trying to do. You know, can bowl a really good Yorkers, bowl some good depth, but he's got good guile in his bowling.
Yeah, he's a wily old fox, isn't he? Luke Fletcher. In again. Pulled. Great catch. No, put down. Harrison got hands to it. Livingston maybe for a second thought he was gone. Pulled away out towards deep backward square leg. Livingston took a stunner in the field for Lancashire Lightning earlier on tonight. Harrison almost doing for Livingston here.
Great effort running in, diving forward, or the hardest thing to do in the game, diving forward. He got both hands on it and just rustled into the leg side. He didn't really, hell of an effort, but would have been a great catch. But he stopped forward, didn't he, I guess?
It's Fletcher in and balls to Salt. Oh, lifted it over the keeper's head, Phil Salt. Just trying to run it down towards the boundary. Gets a single. Cheeky from Salt.
Yeah, it was a slower ball bouncer from Fletcher. Dug it in, but it was slow and it spun a bit, and he just dinked it over the keeper. But because there's no pace on it, kept Faruqi interested at short. Third man, he should have ran around a little bit, and was never going to be a chance for him. Never got close. But this is the guy I've spoken about. Fletcher's bowled it. He's gone for 8, but it's of guile, isn't it? He changes the pace. He's held the stumps. He's bowling at Livingston and Salt on a really, really good wicket. It's done really well.
8 off his opening over with a delivery to go. Big appeal for LBW by Fletcher as Livingston tries to work the ball away to the leg side. That's the end of his first over. Ends it with an LBW cry, but not out, says Steve O'Shaughnessy.
It's a bit high and possibly missing leg. But again, top of the stumps, wasn't it? No width to Livingston, top of the stumps, and his over goes for 8, and he's held them after the big third over.
4 overs gone, 36 for 1. Plenty of smiley faces in the crowd. It's t-shirt weather tonight. I've not been saying that too often. It wasn't t-shirt weather on Friday here for the Washout Roses fixture.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, it was not, no. Lovely on Friday, apparently, as well. Very nice on Friday. Final group game against Northants. Heat wave, apparently.
Heat wave?
Apparently.
All right.
I'm not sure if that's here or somewhere else, but there's a heat wave. 36 for 1. Faruqi in and balls. Single by Salt, just nudged off his hip. Fletcher's at short, fine leg to field. Salt gets 1. Takes him to 25 not out. 37 for 1 as we start the 5th.
Interesting you mention a heat wave. My wife has just sent me a photo of the weather forecast for where she is with my 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Which is 34, 38, 41, 41, 34 and 35.
That's quite warm.
Yeah. She's obviously in southern Spain, but it's a lot warmer in Malaga than it is in Manchester, shall we say.
It is, yeah. but we'll take this.
Yeah, 25. It's tropical.
We'll take this. Dropped into the offside by Livingston. Through he goes for one. Harrison with a pick up and throw towards the stumps. Score ticks along to 39 for 1. Correction, 38 for 1. Livingston on to 7. Brings Salt back on strike. And a great IPL, Phil Salt. Thick end of 400 runs. She was a replacement for Jason Roy.
Worked out well for him, didn't it?
Went pretty well, yeah. Little drop and go as he pushes away into the offside for a single. Salt moves on to 26, 39 for 1.
They'll take that notch, but it is really good batting, because what happens is when you're a Livingston and you're a Salt, the guys in the inner ring are on the edge. They've been pushed out to the edge. They're worried about the ball blasting past them, aren't they? The boundary riders are on the rope. They're stood on the rope. And the guys in the ring are on the edge. So not only Livingston, they've done that, but also they now have the ability to drop the ball and run. They're hitting the ball into cover or hitting the ball into backward point and just running, because everyone's 40 yards away.
Livingston just pulls it gently away towards the leg side for 1 run.
Created that through obviously their power and their stroke play and their intent to start. Interesting how you've seen 2 different styles of play in the innings. Obviously they didn't get going at all, the Notts batting lineup, but you're watching 2 blokes at the height of their powers and 220 superstars, aren't you? You know, this could be a one-day international or T20 international, couldn't it? You know, for these 2 guys, that Salt will play here and the T20s play back end of September. Salt will open the batting. So you're watching them play, and the intent is amazing.
Driven away. Gomery does well to stop it. Short third man, no run.
But Faruqi, again, really good, isn't he? His left arm, he's got a little bit something different, brings the ball back, he bustles in. He's not left the stumps at all, really. He's held his lines well, his length's been fuller, so he's coming in from Stone's End now, he's bowling a bit fuller. He's bowled one, nearly 2 overs, 1 for 7. Good stats when they're 44 for 1.
Faruqi in and balls, just dropped a little short, pulled away by by Phil Salt rather, out towards the leg side boundary for a single. 5 overs gone. Safe to say, Paul Horton, Lancashire Lightning are nicely in control.
Yeah, they are. They're always going to come hard and be powerful at the top, haven't they? Their batting order is powerful, and they've done really well. They're going to knock this off, come through, like I mentioned previously in the break. These guys are going to keep playing powerfully, and they're going to, it's under, what do they need now? 90 odd runs for victory. So it's a comfortable game for Lancashire. They were really good with the ball, showed their class with the ball, and they will knock off this total comfortably and a few wickets down and show the difference in class and golf in sides.
Take them to
so it will take to Friday night. It'll be El Scorchio here, Friday night, Old Trafford, won't it? 25. We'll both come in with real tans. We might need our sunglasses on behind the glasses here, Scott, so get your sunglasses ready for Friday night.
There's Fletcher to Salt, cracked away, beats the infield, and all the way for 4. Ring of 5 fielders on the offside inside the circle. Salt's found a gap. He moves to 31, 45 for 1.
It's unlucky. He just rolled his fingers over Fletcher, just sat up a little bit, and Salt got on top of it and found the gap. He's unlucky with his bowling. It's great play from Salt. Really good batting. And obviously we'll watch a shootout, won't we, for second place? Northants have got to get over Birmingham.
They have to win,
which is a tough finish. They're playing the best 2 teams in the competition, aren't they? Can they get over Birmingham on their own patch?
Well, if they can, then it takes it down to Friday for that home quarter-final. Fletcher in and balls. Dropped away by Salt. Livingston's running towards the keeper's end. Again, another tight single, but they've got through for 1. Throw coming in.
Again, really good batting from Salt. 4 ball before. Good ball from Fletcher. He just dropped it and run for a single. Made Livy get on his bike and get down. Salt looks incredible shape at the moment. Physical shape. batting, really good. And just on there, obviously, we noticed that we were discussing that Northants have got a game in hand. They're at 4th place on 14.
Fletcher in, slower ball, swung away in the air, bouncing in front awkwardly for Calvin Harrison. His ball bounced and spun to his left, but he stops it. They get through for a single, 47 for 1.
Again, slight chance, but just not enough for Calvin Harrison out there. But haven't Leicester snuck up on the blind side a little bit in recent, outperforming 6 wins. They're in 3rd place, 1 game to go. They're going to get a quarter-final spot. I presume if they win their last game, they'll get a quarter-final spot. So another quarter-final for Leicester. You're sort of unrecognisable, you're changing. It's hard for these sides. Not a test match ground, is it? Doesn't have the Salts and the Livingstones coming back to their line-up.
Short, hammered away, all the way for 6. Out towards the point boundary, in front of the temporary stand. Salt brings up the 50 for Lancashire Lightning, 53 for 1.
Wow, what a shot that is. It's short and wide. It's nothing that you want to bowl, ultimately. And he's just cut it for 6. 70 metres out to the point, out to the party stand, which is nothing at the moment. It's just a empty block of... He's just clubbed it. The power he's got, really, really, really good. Really powerful. You see why he's doing so well at home T20 cricket.
Goes again. Might be 6 more. You bet it is. Lanky take the catch. Lanky does the fielding. Successive 6s for Salt. Eyeing up a quick fire 50 here. 44 not out, 59 for 1.
Well, it's incredible batting. It really is incredible batting. He's set up in that power position. He just slaps it over the offside for 6. It's incredible batting. You see why he's opening the batting for England T20 cricket and why he did so well in it IPL. Wow.
59 for 1. Final ball of the power play. That comes back in towards Salt and is dropped into the offside, and Fletcher picks it up and says, thank goodness that's done. 4, 1, 1, 6, 6 and a dot. End of the 6th over. Salt's on 44. Lancashire Lightning 59 for 1. Target of 132 to win, and it's the 2 England boys batting together here. And Salt in particular powering Lancashire into a commanding position, well on course for victory.
Yeah, and it is incredible batting, isn't it? It's incredible power is what you're seeing here from Salt. You obviously, you come in tonight, there's a really good crowd, I think, for a Wednesday night back into this competition. I can't say it any differently, if I'm really honest with you. I just can't.
It's a fair old wallop, isn't it? Right, power play done. Spin coming into the attack. Calvin Harrison from the James Anderson end. And Liam Livingstone maybe just enjoying the show. Nudges the ball away to the leg side, takes a single, gets up the other end. Best seat in the house for Livingstone. Salt takes a single through mid-off. 62 for 1. Moves on to 45 not out. A reminder for you earlier on. Notts Outlaws finishing on 131 for 7. And listen to Livingstone, who's dancing down the pitch, trying to work the ball away. 51 to Lyndon James, 26 to Tom Moores. That partnership, and James's knock in particular, a recovery of some sort for the Notts Outlaws, but 131 for 7. 3 wickets for Luke Wood, 3 for 23. Livingstone hammers it for 6 down long on. Enough of watching the Salt show. Livingstone fancies getting involved. He moves to 16, 67 for 1.
There is a gap straight, isn't there? Mid-off is really wide, mid-on slightly straighter, but the gap straight is really big, and Livy just sort of had enough, gave himself some room and powered it straight. He knows he's got a lot of room to work with straight.
50th partnership, that 6 as well. 53 they've added from 29 deliveries.
You hit the ball for 6 anyway, you got a lot of room either way, it doesn't really matter, but he's got a lot of room to work with. Interesting field change. He's obviously got a mid-wicket coming in, short mid-wicket cover, no backward point.
Harrison to Livingstone, play back to the bowler, no run. Well, Harrison's got 2 fielders behind the bowler, long off and long on. There's a deep mid-wicket and a deep backward square leg and deep point. Harrison to Livingston, goes back, cuts the ball away. Will be picked up on the backward point boundary. Livingston does come back for 2. And that's the end of Harrison's first over. Gone for 10.
Time again for the scatter blast. We're into B stand this time. Hopefully we will have a target on the screen. There it is, up on the top right there, Lanky. Off you go, fella over there in the blue top. There we go, straight away. There he goes. Way! Okay, next one. Who wants another? Hands up if you want another. Come on, throw it in for us, Lanky. Get it in there. There we go. Well done, mate. Who wants one more? There we go.
The 69 for 1. 7 overs gone. Paul Shaw's back alongside me, and at the minute this is pretty comprehensive from Salt and Livingston.
Well, I've been so fortunate just to be sat at the back of the commentary box there, watching the way that Salt's gone about his business. Wow, he's hit the ball so clean, hasn't he? If the ball is just slightly off their lines or length, he's played some incredible shots. Very importantly, he's rotated the strike off good balls as well, hasn't he?
Liam Patterson-White in and bowls, and Salt drives it down the ground. Patterson-White kind of leaping away to his left, trying to get something on it. Single for Salt, 46. 70 for 1. And as we start the 8th over. I saw plenty of spin when Lancashire were bowling.
It certainly was.
Patterson-White, left arm round, shuffling down the pitch, playing back down towards the bowlers, Liam Livingston, and there's no run. And balls again, cut away towards the point boundary.
I was just thinking earlier on, Scott, I remember the first year of the 100, Phil Salt being signed by Manchester Originals, and he did pretty well in that competition.
Here comes Patterson-White again, balls. Going to flick away by Salt, but there's no run.
And then on the back of that competition, Lancashire signed it, if you remember. And his growth and development in that period of time, in terms of T20 cricket, Champo cricket to some degree, but 50 over cricket's been quite remarkable, really.
There'll be at least one as he thumps it down towards wide, long off, and they do come back and run 2. Salt to 48 not out, 73 for 1.
From a player with, you know, some good potential, with both bat and with the gloves on, of course, is really coming into an outstanding performer at the top of the innings in international cricket, never mind county cricket.
End of the 8th over. It felt like an over of calm, didn't it? Just 4 coming off it. 73 for 1 after 8. 2 away from 50, Phil Salt. 59 needed to win. Keaton Jennings, he's not dancing to the music, I don't think. Oh, but he's doing a fair effort. He's due in next with Lancashire Lightning on 73 for 1 after 8.
Just looking at the comparison in power plays when Notts Outlaws batted 31 for 4, and Lancashire Lightning under their power play 59 for 1. And we talk a lot about it's where lots of games are won and lost, and any more than, well, 3-4 wickets in a power play is a tough ask then to win games of cricket. It does happen, but in the small minority of times, really. So yeah, it's been a uphill struggle for the Outlaws in this game here at Emirates Old Trafford, but it's not over yet.
59 to win from 72 deliveries. Livingston will get a single hit, carved away towards Jack Haynes on the point boundary. Livingston moves to 20 at 74 for 1. You have such a torrid power play like the Notts Outlaws did. It even any kind of half-decent recovery, you're still stacked against it, aren't you, really? The odds are stacked against you. Harrison in to Salt. It's a dot ball pushed into the offside.
I mean, when you think about it, they lost wicket in the first over, wicket in the second over, both to the pace bowlers, and then did consolidate.
It's just tickled out towards backwards square leg. There's no bat on that, actually, is there? No, it's just a leg by, just flicked away off the pad of Phil Salt, so he remains on 48, 75 for 1 though.
And James and Morse put together a really good partnership and gave them half a chance, didn't they, to get into some type of total, with James getting 51 in 38 balls.
Livingston going back. Popped down on the mid-wicket boundary. Livingston with a lifeline, muscled out towards deep mid-wicket. Should have gone. It was fumbled. Livingston survives. This will be another single. This time Martindale successfully comes up to complete the fielding. Not one you want to see back.
No, I think that drop catch might just keep him up this evening, Scott.
Well, he might have another chance here. Oh, has he cleared him? Oh, he's cleared him. 6 for Livingston. Out towards that deep mid-wicket boundary. Watch out in the stands, and watch out if you're on the edge of the boundary, part of the security team tonight. The ball could be hurtling in your direction. 6 for Livingston to end the 9th, 83 for 1.
Yeah, Livingston just gives himself a really good base, hits the ball under his eyes, full backswing, long levers, makes a great connection with that ball, and clears the ropes by some distance. And 1 or 2 fans enjoying the ball striking this evening. It's great, actually, Scott, as I've walked around the ground, to see so many families in here tonight, so many children, girls, boys, grandparents, aunties, uncles, mums and dads, full families. It's absolutely fantastic that they're here this evening and seeing the ball striking of both Salt and Livingston.
Yep, an international flair to this T20 Blast fixture. And here's a half century for one of the best in the business at the minute, Phil Salt. First game of the season for Lancashire Lightning. England's opener in T20 cricket. Starts with a 50 for Lightning here at Emirates Old Trafford. 84 for 1 now.
50 in just 31 balls. He's shown his class, he's shown his power, and he's also his tactical prowess by keep rotating strikes on good balls too.
Patterson White to Liam Livingston, scooped out through the leg side just for 1.
Really is a tremendous T20 innings, isn't it, from Salt? It showed his international class. Yeah, he's played so well this evening, and I'm sure the Lancashire faithful have been really appreciative of the knock this evening. It's been absolutely top draw.
3 6s, 3 4s for Salt, who, to back up the point that Paul Shaw was just making, he's quite content to knock it through mid-off and just jog through for 1 and keeps things rotating and ticking along quite nicely.
I actually think that's a big development in his game. Clearly his ball striking is getting better and better and better, but actually sometimes he used to try and hit a large percentage of balls, or try maybe overhit every now and then, but the good balls now is rotating for 1, so the scoreboard, even in pressure situations perceivably, the scoreboard is still ticking. So he's playing really well.
Patterson White to Liam Livingston. That's carved away through the offside. He's going to get a bit tonight. Here's young Martindale. He put Livingston down. Thankfully the party stand's closed. If the party stand was open... Oh. 87 for 1. That's down the leg side by Patterson White. Signalled as a wide. Just 88 for 1.
Just going back to Phil Salt, I remember when Lancashire were in the process of signing him, Warren Hegg, the Lancashire legend, said to me, we're signing some player here, he's going to be a really good player in 4 or 5 years' time. So Hegg is known for spotting that potential, and certainly did in terms of and Phil Salt, and of course in the women's game, Mahika Gore. You know, it was Warren Hegg's talent ID out in Dubai, I think it was, and we flew her over and spent some time with her when we signed her and developed her in that period of time.
Final ball of the 10th, muscled away by Livingston out towards the leg side for a single. That's the 10th over gone. 90 for 1. It's certainly been a display here, hasn't it, Paul, of some fine hitting from Phil Salt. Some big, brutal shots.
Superb ball striking. He gets in positions, gets on top of the bounce, hits the ball really hard, hits the ball under his eyes when he plays off the front foot, and he's hit some unbelievable shots for 6 over extra cover there with a ball that you think, how's he got that there? But the sheer power and timing that he has now, as well as really good strike rotation off good deliveries, that just keeps the scoreboard ticking along. I think it's been a truly outstanding knock this evening in the context of T20 cricket. He's really some player developed into a wonderful all-round batter, and it's really pleasing to see him in a Lancashire Lightning shirt here at Emirates Old Trafford.
I'm sure the Notts team and the Northamptonshire side are delighted to see him back. Just in time for the final 2 group matches.
All about timing, isn't it?
It is all about timing. Ollie Stone to Liam Livingston. It's in the air. What do we reckon? Great effort by the boundary rope. Well, it went a mile, and Calvin Harrison doing his best to try and get around the edge of the rope to take the catch and maybe even flick it back to Ben Martindale. It's a good effort. He saved a 6, I reckon. Could have taken the catch.
Oh, it's an outstanding bit of work from Harrison. Outstanding. Oh, what a wonderful bit of fielding. We're just working out actually whether that's gone for, I think it's gone for 4, is it?
Looked like he did touch the rope, but it's difficult for Harrison to know for certain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether he released the ball or whether he was still on the rope. So just the 2. Stone balls again. Wraps Livingston on the wrist, or on the glove. Takes his bottom hand off the bat. 93 for 1. 33 to Livingston. Salt's back on strike. He's been the star of the show with the bat for Lancashire Lightning. There's been some standout performance so far this evening. Lyndon James with a brilliant 50 in what was a very difficult innings for the Notts Outlaws. 3 wickets for Luke Wood and this half century for Phil Salt. Some of the standout moments of this game so far tonight. Here's Stone in. Salt goes again. Goes big. Down towards long off. Well, it's not gone for 6. It's not out. And Clark, I think, again has saved what looked like, for all the money, a big hit for 6 over the boundary.
It certainly looked like that. Clark's right on the rope. The ball's carried to the boundary edge, and Clark's managed just to keep this in play. He's wanting to catch the ball, but he's just on the edge.
Well, that was the one off Livingston
previously, wasn't it?
Which could have been 4. Could have been 6. Here's Stone in. Balls to Livingston. That beats him and goes through to the keeper, and there's no run. 94 for 1. We're in the 11th over. It is 38 to win off 56. This is the Phil Salt one for viewers on Lax TV. Big high shot up towards the long off boundary. Clark underneath it, right on the edge of the rope. Brilliant effort.
Brilliant effort. Saved 6 runs, isn't he, really, there? Great bit of work. We've seen 2 outstanding bits of work, haven't we, from Harrison and also from Clark on the boundary edge. Unfortunately, not able to catch the ball, but they certainly saved 6 runs each time.
Stone to Livingston, dragged out towards Martindale. Just for 1. Livingston moves to 34 not out. Lancashire Lightning, 95 for 1. Need 37 to win. 55 balls left. They're cruising at the minute, Lancashire.
There is still a length to ball on this pitch. Tight lines, but if you're looking to hit top of the stumps, probably bail height, you can vary your pace from that, which I think in this over, actually, certainly Stone has done that and made it a little bit more difficult for the batters. They've just not hit that length as often as they wanted to.
Played off the face of the bat by Phil Salt, just a horizontal bat. Deflects off the face of the bat down towards that backward point region. And through Salt goes for 1. He moves on to 54. It's the end of the over. 11 gone. 96 for 1. Well, plenty of happy smiley faces around Emirates Old Trafford tonight. Home side well set for victory. A couple of Notts fans have made the journey by the looks of it.
Thunder fans there, look, you see that?
Some Thunder fans as well.
Some great headwear. Might try that.
I reckon you could pull that off.
Yeah, I could.
I think with that jacket in particular, you could pull that off. No problem.
Yeah, might just match the jacket. Nice colour contrast.
It's a snazzy looking jacket, is that?
There we go.
Yeah.
They don't miss a trick, do they?
They do not. No, not with a jacket like that, they don't. It's lovely. I'm only jealous. I only want one.
We see what I wear on Friday evening.
Back on Friday? Happy days. Fletcher to Salt. And that's hammered down the ground for a single. Moves to 55, 97 for 1. 35 to win from 53. Livingston and Salt treating us to a bit of high quality batting here. They've managed the run chase brilliantly, these two. Livingston waits as Fletcher sets off again. Oh, he's well bowled, and it's going to be running all the way down towards the boundary for 4 off a little bottom edge of Livingston's bat to bring up 3 figures for Lancashire Lightning. 101 for 1.
You have to say that's really unlucky, isn't it, for Fletcher? I think he's bowled that delivery really well. It's in the block hole, and he's just managed to get enough bat on that to run past short fine leg for 4 runs. That's incredibly frustrating, and actually it's the type of night that the Notts Outlaws have had this evening. It's been a tough evening for them to date, and certainly Fletcher doesn't often go for none for 31 off 2.2, the experienced bowler. Well bowled again.
It's dragged down the ground by Livingston as it's banged in short. Slow ball from Fletcher into the ground. Livingston gets a single, moves to 39, 102 for 1.
Slower ball bouncer there from Fletcher, wasn't it? Very tactically astute, experienced performer. Done a brilliant job for Notts Outlaws and Nottinghamshire in most formats of the game over the years, and just shows his experience there. Very difficult ball to strike and score off, certainly from a boundary perspective. He's a slower ball bouncer. 102
for 1. Fletcher balls again. Salt pivots away, pulls high towards the leg side. Jack Haynes does well. Flicks the ball back from the rope. Salt jogs back for 2. He moves on to 57. Score to 104 for 1. 28 to win now. 50 balls left. Salt and Livingston steering Lancashire towards a quarter-final place in this year's Vitality T20 Blast. Will it be here? They're certainly hoping so. Fletcher back in. Salt hammers it down the ground. Straight down the ground, all the way for 6. Another big hit for Salt. 6, number 4 of the evening for him. And it's 110 for 1, Salt to 63.
Fletcher's just missed the attempted Yorker there, and he just a little bit full. And there's no doubt about the form that Salt's in this evening. He's hit a low full toss straight down the ground, struck beautifully for 6 runs, coming straight to the commentary box. Another great strike, 22 required.
Fletcher in, slow and short and wide, and hammered away for 6 more. Salt again. It's raining 6s off the bat of Salt tonight. 69 not out from 39. And it's 116 for 1, and Lancashire Lightning within 16 runs of victory.
It really is quite staggering, some of the shots that Salt's playing here this evening. I mean, how he's got that over the extra cover boundary for 6 runs like that, from the length that that ball's delivered. It gets right under the ball, but so much power running through his arms and through his hands to create that whip right at the end to carry that boundary. It's something we've seen develop over the last couple of years, certainly IPL, with a number of the top order batters in the IPL in international cricket. They're hitting balls that you wouldn't normally hit for 6 out the ground. It's quite breathtaking, really.
It's also the century partnership as well. 102 runs between Phil Salt and Liam Livingstone. Century partnership of just 62 deliveries. End of the 12th over. Lancashire Lightning within 16 runs of victory. Phil Salt came into tonight's game needing just 11 runs for 6,000 T20 career runs. Well, goodness me, he has blown his way past that 6,000 mark. It's Livingstone who's on strike. It's chopped away into the offside for a single by Livingstone, who has quietly gone about his business tonight and moves to 40 off 29 balls faced. 15 to win off 47. We mentioned Lancashire Lightning's desire, as indeed most T20 sides' desire, to try and get a home quarter-final, backed up because of this quite brilliant record that Lancashire Lightning have got here. If Lancashire Lightning do go on to win this game, this will be 15 consecutive home T20 group matches that they've won. 15 wins on the spin here in T20 cricket in the group stage. It's deflected away to square leg off the pad of Phil Salt, so a leg by. Score moves on to 118 for 1. Paul Horton's back alongside me. So they've won, coming into this fixture, 14 consecutive home T20 group matches. It is some record.
Yeah, it is, and it's phenomenal. It's probably not spoken about enough, I must admit. In other sporting, think about other sports and other home sides, all different competitions, etc. No one goes on a run like this, and no home surface for such a length of time. It's incredible. And it was, in jeopardy against Worcester, but it was certainly not in jeopardy tonight.
And in total, in group matches, this would be game number 26 unbeaten here. It's worked away down towards the wide third boundary. And that's going to be 4 more. It's down to 10 to win. 10 runs away from a quarter-final berth. Livingstone to 44. He's 6 away from a 50. 122 for 1.
There's not a lot Notts can do about this. This has been an onslaught by 2 international cricketers who've come back into their sides after World Cups, both having a break, and they're playing a different power game against a side that is second bottom in the competition. There's only won 2. Is really struggling for form and thought processes and luck, all of them things.
He needs 6 for a 50. Taps the ball away into the offside and gets a single instead, and moves within 5 of reaching a half century. Liam Livingstone 1, 2, 3 for 1. 9 to win from 44 deliveries.
And I'm disappointed that I said 15 overs, didn't I, which you giggled at. And they've done it inside.
I don't think I giggled.
Did you not giggle? What did you say?
I think I said that will be a pretty impressive night.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to miss out on it. They're going to do it in 14.
This would be win number 150 in T20 cricket, the first team to reach 150 T20 victories since the competition was launched as well. They've only won it once. It's worked off the hit by Phil Salt down towards short fine leg where Fletcher fields. Through they go for a single. 8 to win now. 124 for 1. Brings Livingstone back on strike.
Be interesting to see the last time an overseas cricketer made a debut and didn't bowl or bat in a game. You might get a batter that doesn't bat, I guess. Clearly doesn't bowl. George Dockwell just come to field. Brilliant. What gig that is.
Carved away by Livingstone out towards the deep point boundary for a single. Moves on to Patterson-White from the Brian Statham end. Will this be the last over of the match? Livingston's down the pitch, trying to force the ball away. Little bottom edge, it bounces out towards Clark at short mid-wicket, and there's no run.
Again, he's done well, Liam Patterson-White, hasn't he? Looked okay with the bat. He's bowled 2 overs for 11. And the side's 125 for 1 off 13. If you bowled 2 overs for 11, you've done well. Really
Swinging
well.
in again is Liam Livingston. The ball balloons over the keeper. No bat. He's been given as a bye. 6 to win.
Faruqi as well, 3 overs, 1 for 16. Really good bowling. Got 5s when the side's going at 10s. The others are going at 15s, doesn't it? But you've done really well, haven't you? Faruqi, you've done really well. Liam Patterson-White,
who's in and bowling to Salt. Has he just nicked that through? He has. And Salt has to go for 70. Caught behind by Tom Moores off Liam Patterson-White. And that brings together what has been a match-winning partnership between Lancashire's 2 England internationals, Phil Salt and Liam Livingston. Salt departs, caught behind.
Brilliant innings comes to an end, and well done Liam Patterson-White, get on the board with a wicket, well deserved. 2.3 overs, 1 for 11. Great spell of left arm spin in this onslaught. 2 international cricketers. You've got to give the guy some credit. He's done really well in this onslaught from Lancs, hasn't he? But Phil Salt, 70 off 41, incredibly destructive. You saw why he batted the opens of batting for his country. And you saw why he was sought after in the IPL. After being a reserve come in, he'll certainly go for a fair whack in the next time his name gets put up on an auction board, let me tell you. So he'll be certainly looking to Phil Salt to be buying the coffees or something of stronger ilk when you see him at the bar. He'll certainly need some financial advice on the back of next round's IPL auction. But well done, Liam Patterson-White. Brilliant, 1 for 11. Like I mentioned previously, a green shoot in the Notts T20 campaign. Yes, they're a side in transition. This is a young guy's come into the side. His first game was the return fixture. He came in, he did well in that fixture, and he's done well tonight.
Keaton Jennings, the Lancashire skipper's there. And just carefully, cautiously goes across and defends and just dabs the ball back down the pitch. And Lancashire Lightning still within 6 of victory. 126 for 2 in and bowls. Jennings off the front foot, trying to force the ball away. And just bounces back down the pitch. Again, there is no run, so tidy over this from Patterson-White. Final ball of it. Left arm round, balls. Dragged away behind square on the leg side, gets underneath Fletcher's body, and Jennings will come back for 2, leaving Lancashire 4 required to win this match. Livingston needing 4 for a 50. And he has a chance of doing just that. 4 required, 128 for 2.
Well, it has gone into the 15th over, so that's a positive. And Patterson-White been really good, but Notts just want this campaign to finish, don't they? They want it over. Yeah, they want to look a really low team at the moment. What I did find interesting before, Liam Livingston obviously struggling with some cramp and needed some refreshment, didn't he? A drink of substance, banana, potential hydrolyte. And a squad of 16, we couldn't find a 12th man to run it on, so someone in a blue physio kit ran it on. It's strange, isn't it? You've got 5 blokes in the squad, but obviously none of them can make it out to the centre. Did find that interesting.
Livingston 4
so
away.
Did the umpires, actually.
Oh. 4 from 50, 4 to win. Faruqi in and bowls. It's a defender by Livingston, just jabs the ball out towards the leg side. Picked up by Ollie Stone at mid-on. And there's no run.
Do we know of Phil Salt's availability for the quarterfinals?
Well, it's right in the middle of these one-day internationals, I think, isn't it?
That's a no, then.
That's pretty emphatic, no. Livingston trying to win it here, swinging. Flies over short third. Doesn't reach the boundary. Livingston comes back for 2. Lancashire within a couple of victory. Yeah, if you look into September, the T20 series between England and Australia gets underway on the 11th of September. So that's the week after the T20 quarterfinals. So
possibly then,
possible,
because I'm not sure when they join up for that series, the 11th. It would depend on obviously when I'd say be available to play in the T20 quarterfinal then, and then go off to join the squad. Obviously, if selected, but I'd say it would be on current form. So the 11th is that, isn't it? They may join up that week. Yeah. That's a Wednesday. Quarterfinals going to be the previous week. As a
chance.
That adds a different kettle of fish if you've got Livingston.
2 to win. Livingston can win it. Wins it and then some. High into the stand. Catch it in the crowd if you can. Walloped away for 6 to bring up a half century for Liam Livingston. Ends on 54 not out. It's an emphatic way to reach the quarterfinals of the T20 Blast. Salt and Livingston have been brutal for Lancashire this evening. Livingston hits the winning runs. Lancashire Lightning chase their target down with 8 wickets remaining. It's as big a win as you're likely to see in a T20 match.
It's a huge win, and at times it was really crucifying. Men v boys at times almost. Just playing a different game, especially the two internationals for Lancashire, Livingston and Salt were playing a different power game, weren't they, than the others here tonight. Even the others on show for Lancashire. No disrespect to Wells and Jennings, didn't really get a hit, Jennings at all, but